Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to be sharing with you guys how we set up our monthly budget. So obviously I share this with you guys every single month, but today I'm going to do things a little differently. Today this video is in collaboration with E.Michelle. Of course, we have been doing videos throughout the entire month of April to celebrate Financial Literacy Month, and today we're going to be sharing with you guys just how we set up our monthly budgets. And so make sure that you check out her channel so you can get caught up on all of the financial literacy videos that she has done. But without further ado, let's hop right into the video. Okay, so this is the budget planner that my husband and I use to manage our family finances. We actually do some budgeting in an electronic form, but that's really not our preferred method. I don't even know that my husband even really cares a whole lot about the... Okay, so this is the budget planner that we use to manage our finances, and I honestly do most of that, and it's basically just what works for us. So this is an Erin Condren Deluxe Monthly, and if you would like to purchase this, you can use my referral link in the description box to save $10 off of your first order. So first of all, I really like this because, well, I did buy this separately. This is a monthly bills tracker, but I haven't really been tracking bills on here this year. I did do it in 2018, but I didn't start back up in 2019. But moving on to these two sheets here, these two sheets, which is like the years at a glance. It has, well, half of 2018 and all of 2019. We use these to kind of map out what our finances are going to look like for the year. This is just kind of a cheat sheet for our income sources, which we need to add more to that, but I don't feel like redoing it, and our bills, and then just some of the reoccurring expenses that we have to look out for. So we love using that for this particular reason. I have many videos on my channel where I share with you guys, you know, how I set this up and all of that. So moving into May, and I am sick, but the show kind of just goes on even if you're sick. Moving on to May. Well, first of all, I use stickers from my Etsy shop. Well, I use stickers that I make, but I do sell them in my Etsy shop, which is Shay's Budget Shop on Etsy. But the first thing that I like to do every single month is put down our paydays. So that is what we're actually going to be walking through today. So the first payday is going to be from my full-time job. So I'm just going to put full-time Shay. And then the next payday is going to be from my full-time as well. So we're going to put full-time Shay again. And then this one will be from my full-time job as well. So my husband gets paid every twice a month. So this is going to be full-time hubby. And then this one is going to be full-time hubby. Now, I do this for a number of reasons. First of all, we need to make sure that we know whenever our money is coming in. And I don't know about y'all, but I don't work for free. So if there's money due to me, I like to make sure that I'm marking it so I can keep track of it and know when it's coming in. So we always mark the pays from our full-time job, because when it's all said and done, those are really the two income sources that we rely on the most to live. Although we do have a few like side hustles and whatnot, which helps pay down debt. Basically, it doesn't really help us to survive. We primarily, you know, have always just really been adamant about knowing when our paydays from our full-time jobs are going to come in, and that's kind of like what we most look forward to, if that makes any sense. So this is an Etsy payday. Every Monday there is an Etsy payday. And then this is a YouTube payday. So the thing about this is I actually only mark the larger paydays. So like the Etsy paydays, those vary anywhere from like 200 to like 500, 600, something like that. I normally do about 2,000 a month from Etsy before taxes, but after fees. And YouTube is actually typically a pretty large payday. Typically is anywhere from like 1,000 to 2,000, which is a pretty decent payday. So we like to mark those paydays that are constant, this is going to be an every Monday thing because that's how I have it set up to be paid every Monday. This is a constant every 21st of the month. I think they like send out the payments on the 20th, but we get them on the 21st. So anyway, the first thing that I like to do always is mark our paydays so we know when we're going to be getting paid, because that dictates a whole lot. So moving on to the next phase of this, I like to mark all of our bills. So I pretty much know them all by heart, but they have been changing a little bit as far as the prices, because like our cable and internet bill went down and they kind of vary, some of them. So I know when they're due. It's just, there's been a lot of changes I feel like lately. As far as the bills go, cable/internet is due on the 3rd, and for May it will be 110.71. So I'm missing an important part here. Our budget is actually housed in every dollar, and that is because mainly every dollar does the math. I personally recommend using some type of app or Excel worksheet where it will compute and calculate for you, because I mean, I'm pretty adamant about doing things that save time, so I don't really see the significance in like doing these numbers, like using an actual calculator and stuff to do these numbers whenever we have so many apps and things like that that do the math for us. But I'm pulling these numbers from the Every Dollar app. Next, this is going to be rent/water. And just as an FYI, if you've never been here before, this is what I fill out first, and then I fill out the actual budget. So rent/water is going to be $620. The 15th is going to be the electricity bill, but the issue is I don't know when the electricity bill is until about 2 days into that current month. So about May 2nd, 3rd, that's when they will send me the electricity bill. But I do have a rough estimate of how much it will be, because the Georgia Power app actually will give me an estimate of what the bill will be. But I know it's due like every 30 days. Next, this one is just when I was bragging about memorizing all of the bills. I think this one is a new one that I'm not familiar with. What is this bill? Okay, we're gonna come back. We're gonna come back to that. The 17th is gym for me, $19.99. And then the 18th, conveniently, is the gym for my husband, which is also $19.99. Then we have my student loan. And so I have recertified, so I don't know what my new payment will be. I guess I'll know at some point, maybe at the end of this month. I don't know currently, but as it stands, it will be $356.75, which, you know, student loans are like calculated some type of specific way. So I think ours is like higher because our income is higher, if that's what you want to call it. And also we don't have like dependents and stuff like that. So I think that kind of contributes to why it's kind of high, and we're married. So yeah, because when I was single, it was like way less. And then the 21st is also my husband's student loan payment. That's when it's due. And so we're actively working to pay his off. We put about $3,000, $4,000 towards his student loans every month. So the minimum payment has like gone down. So I don't know where they get the math from that. But like you would think we would kind of be like paid up, although he still does have to pay a minimum payment. I guess he's paying on the actual principal at this point. So anyway, that is going to be $184.29. And then the 25th is our cell phones. I do know that. And our cell phone bill every month for the both of us is $86.50. It doesn't change. This is our life insurances. So it's actually both of them. They're just due on the same day, and I just lumped them together as one bill at $42.19. And then this one would be my personal trainer, because I like to pay him by the end of the month and kind of close out the account. So I don't know exactly how many times I'm going to go for sure, but I know how many times I'm going to budget to go, or like plan to go, which is about twice a week. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it would be 240. Okay, so what is this bill? On the 16th, let's go back here up to April. It'll come to me once we get to this next part, I do believe. So let's go into formulating the actual budget. So the first thing that I do is I write down income. So for my income, we are going to budget $7,200. For my husband's, we're not going to budget anything because we don't actually live off of his income or use it for anything. We save all of his income. And when I say that, I'm not saying we're like stacking up thousands of dollars every month, because we use that money to pay for, like, if I want a new piece for YouTube, like a new camera, if I want a new cutting machine, if we want to go on a random trip, whatever. So money is going in and it's coming out. Now the vast majority of it stays in, but when I say that we save all of it, it's not like it's untouched every month, because that's not what I mean. So for the income total, we're going to have $7,200. So it'll be interesting to see how much I actually break in. That's always interesting to me. So with my cold and everything, let's move on to bills/expenses. So the first one I put down, I'm putting down housing. Let's take that. That's the category. Let's take that up. Or do I even? Yeah, we'll take it up. Let's say, do I want to even go through the headache of doing that? We'll take it up. So the first category is housing. I always recommend, that whiteout matches this paper so good. It's kind of crazy. But I always recommend starting with the most important category first. So for us, it's housing. And so because we are renters and we don't have a mortgage and HOA and all of that, we just have one line item, which is rent/water, and they are bundled together at $620. Moving on to utilities, I find those obviously to be important as well. So the first one, not by importance, but just by how I have them inside of the app, is cable/internet. And as I mentioned, that is going to be $110.71. And we do have Comcast/Xfinity. The next one is electricity. Again, we live in Georgia, so that means two things. That means that our electricity is through Georgia Power, and that also means that in the summertime, our bill can be like $300. I've thought about budget billing, but I really can't bring myself to pay more than what I really need to pay. Like, as an example, if I were doing budget billing right now, if we were doing budget billing, we would be paying like $200. I think $150 to $200 is what they said that the amount is that we would have to pay. But I mean, we just paid, our bill for April is $66. So like, I don't really see the significance. I can't bring myself to pay $100 more, $90 more, or however much it was whenever I don't have to. I don't know. It's just the way that I think. But I don't think that budget billing is bad. If ours was less, like $100, maybe I would do it and just pay a flat $100 every month. But because of that, I just pretty much pay whatever is due. So we don't know how much it's going to be, but we are going to budget $100, because 9 times out of 10 it is not going to be any more than that. And usually what I do is I just hop on the Georgia Power app really quickly and I log in and I see what it is that they are suggesting that our bill is going to be. So I already did it, but just to make sure, or just to let you guys know like what exactly it is, they are estimating, well, where is it? Oh, here it is. No, this month. Well, I don't see it. Pay now, outages, no, usage, just kidding. The bill, the estimate for this month is $80 to $97, and to date we have used $53.71. And it's spring here in Georgia. It's not really like super hot. It's actually kind of cold. It's been kind of cold, but I know next week or this week it's going to be like 90. So I don't know if we'll use the air exactly, but I don't think we're going to because we're more than halfway through the month, so I can't imagine we're going to use another $50. So that's why I just do 100, because that's like safe for this month. So in like July, in the winter months, I will do like 200, 250 or something crazy like that, because gotta love Georgia. So moving on to the next one, which is our cell phones. We have AT&T prepaid, which means that we pay for our service and then we get our service. So it's the complete opposite of postpaid or like regular AT&T. But the cool thing is our bill is pretty cheap. It's $86.50. I have unlimited everything. My husband does not, because he doesn't use that much data. Although I will say he has run out of data maybe once or twice, and we've had AT&T prepaid for 2 years. And the only time he really runs out is when we're like traveling a lot and he's using his data, or if our internet is being crazy, which it shouldn't be crazy anymore because we got it all worked out. But that's another time he probably has run out of data, because sometimes our internet is annoying, used to be, and so we would just use our data. Moving on, the next one is lifestyle, which I don't find this to be like really that important, but there are categories in here that are quite important. So I don't think it's as important as housing or utilities, so I've just kind of thrown the category like wherever, but it is, some of the things are relatively important. So the first one is my allowance, which is $100 every month, same as my husband's. Fun fact, for the month of April, I have not used any so far, and it is April the 21st at the filming of this video. We decided on 100 because it just, whenever we started budgeting, which was about 2 years ago, it just didn't seem like a really far-fetched number. It didn't seem unfair, it seemed fair. So we pretty much just went with 100, and sometimes we'll go over and sometimes we'll be under. So it all evens out. Like sometimes I'll do a no spend and then the next month I might overspend, but it kind of all works itself out when it's all said and done. In fact, that would probably be a good thing to look at. Just go back and look at how much like how much we spent in all of 2018 for our allowance, because, you know, if we're being logistically, it should be about $1,200, because $100 every month. So I'll have to go look at that. That would be an interesting topic. The next thing is beauty. So this is for hair. This is for nails. This is for my husband's hair cut. This is for manicures for my husband if he gets one. It's not like a regular thing, but that is what would go inside of this category. And also pedicures. We used to go and get pedicures. I feel like a lot until we got on a budget, then we stopped doing a lot of those things, but those are some of the things that would come from beauty. And for May, I am budgeting 200 because I have, well, not because I have a speaking engagement, but I will be in New York with my partner, E.Michelle. We're doing a budget workshop, and if you haven't bought tickets, make sure that you go head on over to my website at shaybudgets.com or her website, ElaineMichelle.com, and purchase tickets from there if you want to come. But, well, first of all, my hair is starting to look crazy. It's not horrible, but I don't want it to look like this in May. And by the time that it's time for me to go to New York, my hair will look crazy. So I'll probably be getting my hair done over maybe like the second week of May, but for sure I will be getting my hair done in May. And my husband gets one haircut per month. He could probably stand to do one more, but if I'm being honest, his hair really doesn't grow that fast at all. Like, if he went all year without a haircut, his hair probably wouldn't be like super long. Like, he might have a small fro, maybe like this high, but it wouldn't be like super long. His hair just doesn't really grow anywhere on his body. Like, he can't grow a beard, and he's been out of whack about that, but his hair really doesn't grow. The next one is donations/gifts. So this is solely for the money that we donate or give outside of our other donating and giving. And for the month of May, we actually don't have a birthday. We don't have a birthday again until the end of June. So we don't really know exactly what we're going to give, but like just the other day I had, well, the other week. I had loaned someone, we had loaned someone a few $100. They pay me back, of course. And then everybody always pays me back. So that's why I don't care to loan money. And then just the other day, we had someone to ask to borrow money as well. So it's kind of good to keep that in here. So the reason why I keep it in here is because, like, let's say I want to donate to somebody who's asking for money, or at work, we're always donating money at work to different causes and stuff, to different employees' birthdays and things like that. It just makes me feel better to have it a part of the budget, and then I don't have to even think twice, because I never want to be put in a position where I have to think twice about if I'm going to donate money or let somebody borrow money or give money. Any major money that's borrowed does come from our savings account, though. I will tell you that. But we don't have a birthday, so this will be random donating and giving. The next one is toiletries. We really don't buy a lot of toiletries, if I'm being honest. Toilet paper, paper towels, the regular stuff like that, deodorant and stuff like that. Excuse me. So we're going to budget $60. The next one is miscellaneous. So this is for everything that we forget to budget for or doesn't fit in any of these categories. And that is $100. Pretty much every month is what we budget, $100. The next one is travel. So I'm not really too sure about this, I will be honest, because I'm going to New York. So I'm going to have to spend a little money on the 17th, the 18th, and then that's it, because I'm coming home the 19th. Maybe a little money there. The majority of the money will probably be spent on the 17th and 18th. And then we are also supposed to go out of town that next weekend. But I should be in town. We should be in town these other weekends. I just realized Mother's Day was in May. That's what the donation/gifts will be for. Unless my husband wants to do it big. This will actually be the first Mother's Day without my mom, which is a little weird. Because normally we would probably budget. Because I do most of the budgeting, I really don't think that much about, it's just always my friends and my, which is terrible. But normally we would have budgeted way more for that. But now that I'm thinking about it, we may have to revamp that. So I'll have to get with my husband. But his mom, we always get her really nice stuff, if I'm being honest. So probably it will just have to come from savings anyway. I'm talking $200 gifts and stuff like that. And I think she wants a Kate Spade purse. That's what he told me. That's why she said that. Because I'm why is she telling you about a Kate Spade purse? Because Mother's Day is coming up. So I think that was a hint. So I don't know. I guess I'll help him to pick out a Kate Spade purse. But yeah, that's why she was saying that. Like I said, it doesn't, Mother's Day doesn't register for me anymore. Anyway. So there's that. That was a whole lot. But moving on to the next category, which is health. And so the first one is personal trainer. Which is $240. $240 is what I'm going to budget for personal trainer. And then the gym. So for both of our memberships, it's going to be $39.98. Moving on to transportation, which is gas for our cars. Gas has gone up, so I have put on an extra $20. So instead of $120, we're budgeting $140. I think that's what I've done to accommodate for that change. The next one is car insurance. So car insurance actually isn't due in May. It is due in June though. And I'm just going to put it in the budget because I don't ever want to forget about it, because that would be a hot mess. So car insurance is $0 for May, but in June we'll pay our 6-month premium, and then we will pay it again in December. The next one is life insurance. So that is recurring every month. We've thought about paying it in full for the year. It wouldn't really be that much, obviously, if you do the math, but I have a hard time paying for life insurance ahead of time. So I think you could probably figure out why. And plus, we don't save any money by doing so like we save for paying our our car insurance in full. The next one is renter insurance. So this actually is due in May. You guys haven't seen this in literally a year because the last time we paid it was the last time that it was due, which was last May. And the policy has gone up a few dollars, which is annoying. And some of you guys have suggested or, asked me if I've thought about bundling it with Progressive, which is who our car insurance is through. And I'll be honest by saying that I have, but it doesn't really save us any money. The policy is like a few dollars cheaper, but far less coverage, and it's just not worth it to me. Although it would be cheaper, but like I said, it's not the best coverage, so I don't really see the point. And if we were to put the same type of coverage, it would be more. So actually, all of our insurances are through different people because that's what's the cheapest for us, different companies. So the next one, which should have been at the top under utilities, is food. So I will tell you that for the month of April, we have done horribly, and that's pretty much every month. I don't know what it is, but there's something about us always going over budget for food, which is kind of annoying, but it just seems to be no way around it unless we say no to people, and I can't fix myself to say no to people. So we just go and spend money. Like in April, we went to my husband's grandma's birthday party, and then we went out to eat with a friend, and then we went on a fancy date for ourselves. But it's just like, I don't know, I'm not gonna go to somebody's birthday dinner and just sit there and not order food. I don't know, I have a real hard time with saying no, as you can see. The next one, food technically for us to feed the two of us with our one date night and all of that, groceries should be $600. So that's what we budget every month because that's like best case scenario. So the next one is debt, and we're like legit out of space. So no, we're not. We're gonna bundle some things together. So this is Shay student loan, and that's going to be $356.75. And then Mark's student loan. So the minimum payment, like we said earlier, is $184.29, but we're going to bundle that together because we're out of space. So I'm just going to take this calculator and we're going to do $184.29, and then we're going to add in what the additional amount, the snowball payment, the extra that we're trying to put. Why am I doing this math? I didn't know that I didn't realize it was an even number, but the number is $3,000 because typically it's not an even number. So it's actually $3,184.29. And then the last one would technically be rollover. And rollover is what we hope to have left in our account, our main checking account at the end of the month, to roll over to the new month, which in this case would be June, just to cover a few of the expenses that we are looking to have to cover in June before we start getting paid. So no major bill or anything is going to be due in June before we get paid, because our first payday is going to be that Etsy payday, which is going to be June the 3rd. And that's going to be enough until I get paid and we start getting all those paydays to cover all of the expenses. So we just have a smaller amount this month, which is $272.58. So because we do an every dollar budget, if you were to do the math and you added all of this up, you would actually get $7,200. Again, we do an every dollar budget, and that's pretty much what happens when you do an every dollar budget. You're given every dollar a name or a job or an assignment. So this is the income report. So I made these stickers specifically for whenever I do my income report. If you ever want to know how much money I make online, check out my online income reports and come back at the beginning of each month to my channel to see the online income reports. So some of the things, these aren't exactly goals, but these are things that I want to remember. So goal 1 is to pay renter insurance. I actually already scheduled the payment, so everything is cool there. I also want to pay speeding tickets. Don't ask, but no, I do not have a speeding ticket and haven't had one in years, in case you're wondering. The next one is pay our medical bills. Thank goodness for savings, because otherwise we would be like struggling, because this is a whole, well, that's not a lot. The tickets aren't a lot, but the medical bills are. But I digress. The next thing that I want to remember is to basically like prepare our accounts for car insurance, and like look it up and see how much it's going to be and all of that, and move things around if need be. May, I'm going to put Mother's Day now that I thought about it. It's Mother's Day is not difficult, but like for me, it was a no-brainer that I was going to get my mom something for Mother's Day. But my husband, he like, it's either like a late gift, or he didn't think about it, or I don't know if it's like a male thing or what, or he's really not really a gift giver anyway, so maybe that's pretty much what it is. He's not a gift giver in the least bit, so maybe that's what the issue is. But yeah, there's that. But I do want to remember Mother's Day, and I'm out of space, but I also want to remember, I want to budget for New York and Atlanta, because we may possibly be going to Atlanta. I feel like I was doing good. Now my voice is all crazy sounding. But anyway, I just like to do goals and reminders and all of that. We like to put all of our bills and expenses, well, mainly our bills. I still can't, oh, that's what that is. I told y'all I would remember. This is renter insurance. I've scheduled it for the 16th, which is the last day that I could pay it, because that's who I am as a person. And that is going to be $197. That's what that bill is. I was like, what is that? So yeah, we like to do our paydays and our bills, and then to write out our actual budget. So that's just pretty much how we like to use our budget planner, and how I like to use a budget planner. And one thing that's different that I do that some people don't is, in my budget kits that I sell, I do put the plus or minus, because some people like knowing how much they were over and how much they were under. I personally don't put a whole lot of emphasis on that, but I have 2 actual columns because I like to check in with the budget around the middle of the month. That's really important to me. And then at the end of the month, obviously, just to see how well we actually did. And this is important, just putting a budget together in general, because you get to kind of reflect on your spending, and you can see, like for us, we can easily look on here and see like how much we spent this month or that month or whatever. So that's kind of like one of my favorite parts about budgeting in general, and especially like budget planning. Like I can easily look back to January to see the income or whatever the case is, flip to February to see what happened. And as I do go through the month, I do like to just kind of notate like when payments cleared and like those types of things, as you can see here. So that is it for this video, you guys. Make sure that you check out Michelle's video. I really think that you guys will love not only just hearing what she has to say. If you've not been over there before to her channel, you'll love her budgeting style, because it's definitely like way more in-depth than mine. I will fully admit that mine is like a basic form of budgeting, but it's what works for me and my situation and my family, and her way of budgeting is what works for her. So anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.